So you're going to buy some investment property, but should you buy it in your own name or set up a company structure and buy it in the company's name? Aside from significant tax differences, there's a lot more that you need to understand. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Money Unshackled, the investment channel that sets you and your finances free. I'm Andy and this is Ben, and if you like what we say, smash that like button and click subscribe.
How a company works. A company is its own separate legal entity, and in many ways it acts like a separate person. Any money due or debts owed are due and owed by the company and not the owner.
However, as the owner of the company, you can draw dividends from it just as you would normal stocks and shares.
But what are the advantages of using a company to buy property?
Number one, tax. If you are a higher rate taxpayer, then you will pay 40% income tax on your rental profits, whereas if you were a company, you would only be charged 19% on the rental profits, which is reducing down to 17% by 2020.
This is ideal if you plan to leave the money within the company structure and use it to invest in more properties. However, if you want to withdraw your money and spend it on other things like your lifestyle, then you have to pay a dividend tax. More on this in the disadvantages section shortly.
Number two, limited liability. If you were ever in the position where you couldn't pay your mortgage and the bank had to repossess your property, then in theory there would be limited liability and the bank could only claim from the business and not from you personally. In practice, for smaller companies, the director is likely to have to give a personal guarantee, but for larger companies, this is unlikely to be imposed.
Number three, long-term protection from meddling governments. It is generally considered that governments fiddle less with company property law, as the bigger players in the industry have more of an influence. In this way, companies are protected to some extent. Whereas all governments love to punish private landlords. The recent changes to the tax deductibility of mortgage interest for private landlords has been a significant blow, but this does not affect companies.
So what are the disadvantages? Number one, mortgage rates are higher. This is because there is less competition in the mortgage market for limited companies, therefore the prices are always higher. Also, there is also more checks that need to be put in place, so the banks charge more.
This can be around 1% higher than a normal buy-to-let mortgage and can have a significant impact on your profit margins.
Due to the extra work involved by the banks, the arrangement fee is often a percentage-based fee, which is usually a lot higher than the fixed fee that you're used to from a personal mortgage.
Number two, access to your money. As we mentioned earlier, if you want to withdraw money from your company, you either need to pay yourself a dividend and incur dividend tax, or pay yourself a salary and incur high national insurance and income tax charges.
Lower rate taxpayers will pay 7.5% dividend tax to have the privilege of accessing your own money, whereas a higher rate taxpayer will have to pay a punishing 32.5% dividend tax.
This is on top of the 19% corporation tax that you've already paid on your rental profits, so think twice before you withdraw money.
Number three, company accounts. A company has to submit a set of company accounts annually, which are more complex and more of a hassle than somebody who owns property in their own name, who simply has to submit a self-assessment tax return.
Conclusion. It really does depend on your personal circumstances. If you're wanting to buy more than 3 or 4 properties over the long term, or if you're a higher rate taxpayer, then company structures are usually the best way to go. Question of the day, which method are you going to choose? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for watching! On this channel we talk a lot about personal finance, investing and all things money. And if you want to see more great content, please click the subscribe button below.
This is Money Unshackled. See you next time.